This is Randall. Come on up.
Hello. I'm Lou Randall. I live at 1320 Knollwood Drive. I think I echo somewhat of a different subject than last week. I guess what I'm hearing when I talk to my neighbors is why we feel distrust and why this was talked about 8 months ago in a meeting and why it took this long to get an ordinance at all. Like, what is the drag for that? I don't understand.
Mr. Little, can you explain again that they hadn't applied for a permit, so there was no sense discussing it until the permit was applied for?
Well, you can make a law about anything. We have laws about bingo games. Nobody applies for.
They weren't. It was
right. But there was
so
discussion meetings with Huntley. Yeah.
Council
no, I understand
that.
Council wasn't aware.
Right. I guess I should say we. I'm sorry. The we is just us as a municipality.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, we met in February. All right, and just to give you some background, going back 3.5 years ago, I mean, you meet with people all the time. Mr. Hugus and I met with 2 gas and oil companies 3.5 years ago, and I don't even know if Huntley & Huntley was one. I tell you the truth, I can't remember. And we never heard from them again. All right. When I was first hired here in 2010, my understanding is before my time, there was rumblings about oil and gas and fracking in Monroeville then. So you sit down and you talk with a lot of people, even off this subject, developers. They come in, and most of them are serious, and they have their financing, they have their engineers, they have their landscape architects lined up. But some, you just sit down and you talk, and you never hear from them again. Now, I'm not saying this is the case here, but you don't take any action until you have an action from the applicant. We'll just call it generically an applicant. Okay, and I stated publicly in emails last month on Thursday, we didn't receive, the key thing here is a road bond. All right, that's where we left the meeting. Their first action was to apply for a road bond. That didn't happen until early June.
Okay. So that's, I guess, part of what the emotional stuff is around citizens, and it's such a big, hot topic. It felt a little strange last Citizens Night, too, to have 35 minutes for people to present from Huntley in 5 minutes, or roughly 5, 6, 7, or whatever for us. It was a little rough.
Some hit 15 and 18 minutes, too.
But still, the point is, the beginning was very chummy, very, a lot of words like the gracious
But Lou, don't you think that the
presentation.
people that watching TV as well as here needed to hear what they were presenting? I don't believe everybody in this room had his information that he laid out. Maybe some did, but I'll bet the overwhelming majority did not. I don't think everybody in here is an engineer, do you?
But that was an
Seismic
engineering discussion.
testing?
I agree with you. So, no, I think they shouldn't have had that information
I just
because
wanted that to be informational.
I think it wasn't informational, and I think if people were not engineers, that to try to do a penny drop or a basketball picture would have been misleading. So I agree with you. People are not all engineers, and it wasn't an engineering talk. It was sort of just, that's my opinion. I have no trespassing, no seismic testing signs that state any use of this property for seismic testing without my express written permission obtained in advance of such testing is a defiant trespass under 18 PACS 3503 and may subject you to criminal liability. There's more to that. For residents, if people want this, they can. I have a lot of copies. I'll hand them out here. And I guess the last thing I was really hoping we could, it's hard to discuss, it's impossible to discuss agenda items if we don't have a copy of the ordinance. And I know that there's a 30-day minimum, but that's not a maximum. We could have had copies when we asked yesterday for people to take a look at it, so we could have something to discuss. So we can move it along. If we're this many people, I hear nobody last Citizens Night out of the full room that said, hey, pass that thing, like let's go seismic test. Nobody. So it feels like we're not being represented well if we ask for data, like what does the ordinance say, so we could discuss it in a timely fashion before things get rolling more. So, my opinion. Thanks.
Janice Olszewski.